I knew he was in some town in the Central Highlands in Mexico. I didn't speak any Spanish, and I didn't bother with any Google translations. I just said, dear senor, I would like to ask your daughter out for a date, and I apologize for not speaking any English, and if you can help me, thanks. I never heard back from him. 2 years later, I was going to an event and walking through the front door, and this cute Mexican gal was coming out the door in the opposite direction. And she saw me, we locked eyes, and she stopped and she froze like she had seen a ghost. I said, that's got to be Salma. As it turns out, I was sitting 2 rows behind her through the event, and I kept looking at her. After a couple of days, I gave up. I said, I think I'm just going to give up on Salma and listen to Ramtha, And that was it. And at the end of the event, I walk into the bookstore and going to buy some stuff, take home with me when the event's over. And the place is empty, except for Salma. I walk up to her and I said, excuse me, Salma, but you have a minute? She goes, yeah. I said, can you do me a favor? Can you relay an apology to your father? She's my father. I said, yeah. 2 years ago, I wrote him a letter. I wanted to ask you out on a date to the Christmas event, and everybody around here wouldn't tell me who you were or how to get in touch with you, so I ended up writing to your father. And I now realize I went too far. Involving your family in my mishigas is like, that's not good. She goes, yeah, he was pissed.
Oh, wow.
So I said, so will you let him know that I am apologizing? And she raised her hand, she didn't reach her hand out. She just raised it like robotically, just from at her elbow. And I shook her hand and she said, apology accepted, sir. And that's the last I ever saw her.
Wow.
Wow. Great story.
I learned during the 2016 campaign for the presidency that Donald Trump also asked Salma out for a date at the same time I was asking for a date, 2003, the fall of 2003. She turned him down too. So,
well, the difference was
I
Donald Trump
think
was married, and you probably weren't, right?
No, he was. This was just before Melania. He married Melania the next week, but that he asked Salma for a date first. Okay.
Oh, the next week? What?
Something like that. Donnie doesn't wait.
Sounds
When
about
Donnie
right,
wants,
yeah.
Donnie gets. Come on.
Yeah, that's true.